What is up, Washington football fans? Okay, well, instead of doing this video right after the game, because we all know that tempers and tensions can be pretty high and thinking is not always the clearest, I decided to make this video the next day because I felt like sometimes people can kind of analyze things a little bit better after they've had a decent night of sleep. So here it goes. This is going to be very quick, but I just wanted to say that, of course, I was disappointed with our team dropping the first game of the season. I never thought that this was going to be a game that was going to be easy to win at all. I mean, certainly Justin Herbert is the real deal, folks. I mean, he really is. He surgically took apart our defense that we all felt is most certainly the strongest point of this team, especially that defensive front. How many times did we hear Chase Young's name being called yesterday? Hardly none. I mean, he never really got to the quarterback. Maybe he would have gotten to the quarterback if he was not being held on that particular play, but other than that, he was pretty much kept in check the entire game. You know, Montez Sweat got to Justin Herbert one time. I still don't think that was a sack fumble, but I'll take it. But overall, I was just very surprised by how Herbert just surgically took apart this defense. And the thing is that it wasn't necessarily that the coverage was that bad. In a lot of cases, the coverage was pretty good. It was just that Herbert placed the ball so well that there was no way that the defender could actually get to the football. So either the catch was going to be made or was going to be dropped, but there was not going to be like a pass deflection or an interception or anything like that. Now, having said that, there were very many times that the defenders were not doing their assignments, that they were not in the right place, and that receivers and tight ends were left completely wide open. I mean, you could not have made it look any easier than what the Chargers offense did. I was amazed by that. I was also amazed that the running game for the Chargers was as good as it was Eckler. I was surprised he even played because I know there was a question of his health, but he actually ripped off some pretty good runs and he looked stout. I mean, he pushed the pile forward several times. I expect that if a running back gets through that front four, it's going to be a miracle. But there were several times where the running game was on par for the Chargers. Yeah, I mean, the front four stopped some of the running plays, stuffed it up sometimes, but for the most part, the defense just did not look like the stout defense that we all felt was really going to be in command and in charge of this game the entire time. Now, having said that, I think that holding the Chargers to 20 points was probably pretty good because I think the Chargers are going to put up a lot of points this year in every game. I really think this is definitely a playoff team that we played yesterday. So, of course, there were several things that I could talk about that I felt was just terrible. Ryan Fitzpatrick getting hurt. Hey, I really felt that he was going to, if he was going to get taken out of a football game, it was going to be because he has not been effective. But I really didn't think it was going to be because he was going to get hurt. And getting hurt in the first game. Honestly, at this point, and I said it on Twitter yesterday, that if Ryan Fitzpatrick is out for a significant amount of time with his hip injury, and Taylor Heineke comes in and he continues to play well, I thought he played pretty well yesterday, you will not see Ryan Fitzpatrick the rest of this season. I truly believe that. I think right now, as long as Taylor Heineke doesn't do anything to lose a football game, and he continues to play pretty well. That's going to be your starter for this year. Now, will he be the starter after that? Next year? Well, it's too early to even talk about next year. But right now, I feel like this is your starter for the rest of the season. So, for some of us, I think that, we probably are jumping up and down for joy for that, because certainly I think that Taylor Heineke gives you that extra layer of excitement. Things did tend to pick up when Taylor got in there. And I think part of that is because he is so mobile. He can beat you with his legs as well. And so, play breaks down. He's able to take off running, pick up some good yardage, first down, whatnot. So, that was one of the bright spots yesterday. And the thing is, the Washington football team could have won this game yesterday very easily. Sloppy, you cannot turn the ball over, especially deep inside your own territory. And I'm talking about inside your 10-yard line. You just cannot turn the ball over there. You're basically giving the Chargers 6 points, and that's exactly what we did. So Antonio Gibson, certainly, there was talk yesterday about a fear of Gibson maybe turning into another Matt Jones. I'm not going to jump to that conclusion just yet. I just feel like that's something that Gibson's going to have to get himself out of. I think Gibson is a much better athlete than what Matt Jones was. So I really feel that, I'm not going to jump to that conclusion and start making that comparison just yet. I just feel like, Gibson had a bad game. He had a good game and a bad game. Had a good game because he gained close to 100 yards rushing yesterday, but a bad game because he turned the ball over he turned the ball over at least once that I know of. He did fumble at least twice. Luckily, the other fumble went out of the end zone, or out of the field of play, so out of bounds. Other than that, of course, Terry McLaurin had that outstanding highlight reel catch. That's something that's going to be remembered for the rest of the season. I mean, that was just an outstanding catch. That probably, honestly, that rivals the OBJ catch from a few years ago. I mean, that was just an outstanding catch. I just wish that we had involved Terry McLaurin a little bit more yesterday. If you're going to win football games, you got to put the ball into your best players' hands. And Terry McLaurin is one of our best players. And, him only catching 3 or 4 catches yesterday, you're not going to win football games if you're not trying to get the ball to those guys like that. De'Ami Brown, he showed you his speed. He showed you he can get open downfield. You just got to be able to get the ball to him. I did think it was a great play by Ryan Fitzpatrick to be able to throw that football downfield to Brown and to draw that pass interference. I'm not sure if that was pass interference, but, again, I'm going to take it because I'm a Washington football fan. So other than that, there were a lot of good things. There were a lot of bad things. Overall, honestly, here are the things I felt like lost the football game for us yesterday. It was bad mistakes. It was just stupid mistakes that could be corrected. Brandon Sheriff cost us the football game, I felt, with that penalty he had, put us out of easy field goal range. And on top of that, on that particular play where instead of Ron going for it on 4th down, which I felt like that was go for it territory at this point, he decided to punt the football, and then he decided for some reason to take off like a precious minute off the clock. And this is in the 4th quarter. This is late in the 4th quarter. That's inexcusable. And I trust Ron Rivera. I love the guy. I think he's going to be an outstanding coach for us. But him and his coaching staff definitely messed up on clock management at that point. Inexcusable, inexcusable. If you're going to punt the football, punt it right away. You should have done that. If you're going to go for it, should have went for it. I do agree you probably should not have kicked the field goal, because had you kicked the field goal, it's like going to be a 58-yarder, and you miss it, you're giving the Chargers basically a half a field to work. And we all saw that the defense was not able to stop the Chargers offense yesterday whatsoever. So it was probably a good call to punt the football. I do agree with Ron Rivera on that in a sense, but I don't agree that you just go out there and you run the clock down. I did not understand that one iota. Other than that, I mean, it's just that, like I said, it was the clock management, it was the stupid penalties, and it was turnovers. Those three things they're going to have to clean up before Thursday night, because we got to turn around and the football team is playing the Giants, okay? A division game. This is a must-win game already, because you look at the schedule past the Giants, and it is brutal. It is just completely brutal. And so you're really going to have to be able to get this football team back on track in a very short amount of time. And speaking of time, I am out of time. I have to head to work, but I just want to make this quick video for you guys. Probably wasn't a very quick video. At this point, it's like 12 minutes long. But anyway, you guys take care. Hell to the Washington football team. Let's go Maniacs. And don't forget, please consider subscribing to this channel. Hit the notification bell, because I will be coming out with new videos. Take care. Have a great day.